I don't know who this is for, but don't let the enemy trick you. God told you to do something specific. Don't question it. Don't doubt it. There's people that might seem and appear more wise than you, and they more than likely are. But it's because they don't know more of the story. And so, for example, I shared something with a brother that happened, my encounter yesterday at the gym. And, half of it was like, okay, yes, you were sent by God. Yes, you're obedient. And then the second part was like, well, the enemy sends people. And it's like, once I started hearing that, my spirit shut down because I'm like, I didn't even focus on that. And so it had me now thinking more deeper, like kind of questioning, like, man, am I really being used by God? All this type of stuff. And so I'm just being vulnerable right now, sharing this in real time. The point is, there's confirmations. I have receipts. And I think it's really literally now the enemy's showing me that like pride is starting to kick in, because now I want to say it so bad, like, well, this happened and this happened. It's like, I don't need to prove that. There's confirmation, there's receipts that God has set me on certain missions and assignments. He uses you too. But then also the enemy uses you too. So you got to be careful, because I can let that bother me like it has been for the last couple hours. Or I could say, you know what, maybe it brought me to this point to share to someone who might be struggling with the same thing. And so my thing for you is, if you believe that you heard from God to do that one said thing, whether it's a business, whether it's whatever it is, to reach out to that one person, don't question it, just do it. You have to be, I love what one of my pastors said, was like, we have to be okay with taking risks. And what does that mean? If you hear God tell you something, and if we act upon it, that's obedience. Now, let's just say you heard from God and you acted upon it, and it didn't turn out the way you thought it would turn out, then let it be. That's real faith, by stepping out in the unknown. And so I just wanted to encourage you with that. Some people will try to question, some people even downplay what God's doing in your life. That's been happening to me lately too. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here excited that this moment happened, and I didn't get the same effect. And it's like, maybe the point is that it wasn't just about me. It was about that encounter, that moment, and that particular person. And when you share these things with certain people, you have to keep in mind that, again, not everybody's going to be happy for you what you're happy for. You know what I mean? And so that leads me to my next thing, is like, yo, you got to protect your peace. Be very careful who you share certain things with. And I don't even think they mean and it will. I think the people that you share things with that are maybe is premature is because they're healing. They're still going through their own stuff, and it's hard for them to wrap their head around what God is showing and doing for you. It's hard for them to really get excited of what God's doing for you. And so even though you're excited about it, they'll literally steal your joy because things aren't moving how they want it to move. And especially if you're in a specific position, especially prophets specifically, their life is so different. I mean, if you look in the Bible in the Old Testament, I think it was Elijah, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta go back. There's so much depth into that. He had to cook over poop or something like that. Again, man, I'm getting challenged right now. I need to learn, go back in my word and read it. But it was something totally off that he had to do. And it's like, prophets got to do some weird stuff, like real prophets. And it's not a normal life, And so that's why me personally, I don't claim to be a prophet. I do claim that God has given me, or the Holy Spirit has given me, spiritual gifts, and I've been using them, and I'm grateful for it. It's not for a spiritual flex, but to say, hey, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not onto your own understanding. All right? God bless.